With the release of Kazuya, only one character remains to be revealed in Smash Ultimate. The whole appeal of Smash to begin with is the fact that any video game character can be put into this game, and as a result, the speculation for who it could be is rampant for many fan-favorite characters many people are clamoring for. I am no different, but I'm not desperate for any single character anymore. My most wanted characters pre-Ultimate were Ridley, K. Rool, and Banjo. I am beyond satisfied with this roster as it is now. However, there are still many characters I would like to see. Picking only 10 was not easy, but I think some of my choices may surprise you. The only rule is one character per franchise. Now let's get into this list. The Kirby franchise is surprisingly poorly represented in Smash. The new era of Kirby is barely represented outside of Spirits and a couple of music tracks, and only 3 playable characters is shocking considering it's Masahiro Sakurai's baby. My original most wanted Kirby character was Marx, but considering he is a boss now, I should just go for the next best choice, being Bandana Waddle Dee. For those who don't know, since Kirby's return to Dreamland, 4 characters have been consistently playable in these games: Kirby, Meta Knight, King Dedede, and Bandana D. We have 3 out of 4 of those in Smash. Bandana D wields a spear, a weapon type that isn't really used in Smash outside of Byleth. Of course he can stab with the spear, toss it, and even use it as a helicopter, which is an obvious upbeat recovery. But I also think he should take advantage of other abilities used by Waddle Dees, such as a parasol or a beam to represent Waddle Doos. Maybe he can bring back King Dedede's old Brawl Final Smash as well. He is only at 10 since I think he lacks the universal hype factor that many of the DLC characters have. And especially for a final character, like, what would his trailer be? Many genres are represented in Smash, but one of the few that aren't are visual novels, which makes sense. Most visual novel characters aren't made for fighting, but number 9, Phoenix Wright, actually has experience on the battlefield, battling superheroes no less. Phoenix Wright is an icon in gaming and one of Capcom's biggest characters with a new game on the way. It may not look like it, but there is plenty to pick from when it comes to moveset. Obviously, the ever-iconic finger point needs to be there. Using MVC3 as a reference, he can use paperwork and swing objects around from the game. His down smash could even be Phoenix slamming his desk. The final smash would be any enemy caught being declared guilty. It's too perfect. The only question is, does Capcom need any more characters in Smash, since they already have so many? BioShock is one of my absolute favourite game franchises, and I never hear anyone discuss BioShock in Smash, and it makes sense. Until very recently, Nintendo has had nothing to do with the franchise, but with BioShock on Switch, it's not completely out of the question. Big Daddy is such a pipe dream, but I need this. He has so much to pick from. Obviously there is the giant ash drill attached to him, but he could also pick and choose from various plasmids, such as fire, ice, or telekinesis, and/or he could fight alongside the little sister. I would also love Subject Delta to be an alternate costume or an Echo Fighter, since BioShock 2 is my personal favourite after all. And the stage would be the absolutely incredible underwater paradise Rapture. So, Sakurai, would you kindly add Big Daddy to Smash? I'm shocked that Ubisoft hasn't got a character in Smash yet. Ubisoft and Nintendo have such a good relationship, you'd think it was inevitable. The obvious choice is Rayman. His normals are basically given to him from Rayman Origins and Legends. It's just too perfect, and his specials can come from his 3D game appearances, such as Lockjaw as a command grab or Vortex to trap foes. His up B would likely be his helicopter hair move. Maybe he could even include the rabbits. I hope not, but it's an option. He could even has Glowbox as an echo. I'm so incredibly curious what his amiibo would look like too. Rayman even has a trophy in 4 and a spirit in Ultimate. Just add him already. Sonic really desperately needs a new character. There are so many to choose from. Eggman, Tails, Knuckles. It was hard to pick, but I'ma stick with Shadow. Some of you may be thinking, Shadow was just a clone of Sonic, what could he possibly do to change it up? Well, Shadow has the ability to tap into the power of Chaos Energy, and use them in his fighting style, such as Chaos Control, Chaos Spear, or Chaos Blast. He can also teleport, making for an easy recovery choice. He can also spin dash like Sonic. And if you really want to, Shadow the Hedgehog can wield a gun. I don't care if he's an assist trophy either. This is my list and therefore my rules, and I say assist trophies are a-okay. Why Shadow over Eggman or Knuckles? Personal preference. That's really it. I just really like Shadow. Speaking of assist trophies and franchises that need new original reps, Skull Kid. Zelda's representation in Smash is odd. 3 Links, 2 Zeldas, and a Ganon. How about we get some new faces in the fight? Skull Kid, or more accurately Majora, is the villain of the fan-favorite Majora's Mask, and wields many powers and abilities perfect for Smash. He has lasers, energy moves, and spells, but I think he could also take advantage of the various masks from the game. The Blast Mask for large damage but with some recoil, the Stone Mask for some defense, Bunny Hood for some speed, or even the Giant's Mask to become, well, giant. The final smash would obviously be the moon, not too dissimilar to the assist trophy. His stage could be Clock Town or even inside the moon. Majora's music is also a plus. He could even be accompanied by Tattle and Tail, who could attack for him, similarly to Hyrule Warriors. Honestly, I'm open to literally anyone from Zelda who isn't a Triforce wielder. Honorable mentions go to Impa, Girahim, Vati, Lana, Linkle, Midna, and Tingle. For a lot of people, Sans' Mii costume was the nail in the coffin for Undertale characters in Smash. Not for me. Frisk is the second best choice for Undertale in Smash, and I'll be honest, I really want more Undertale music in the game, but Frisk can still have an original moveset. I imagine Frisk borrowing moves from characters from Undertale. Undyne Spears, Gaster Blasters and Bones, Muffet Spiders, etc. Of course, weapons like the classic knife or tough glove would also be used. The stage could be the Ruins, Snowdin, the Core, or Waterfall, all of which are wonderful choices. Kara is an obvious palette swap too. But with how indie games haven't been playable, and no, Minecraft doesn't count, I'm not holding my breath for Frisk. Ryu, Kazuya, Terry. All of these fighting game characters and still one is missing. Mortal Kombat was my first traditional fighting game and one of my favorites. Picking a character from it came down to Scorpion or Sub-Zero, and in the end I went for Scorpion. His moveset is obvious. Just take his iconic moves from the classic games and some from the newer ones, the Spear, Katanas, Hellfire, etc. A cute detail would be sometimes when doing his uppercut move, which in this case would be his down tilt or down smash, the Toasty guy has a chance to show up. His stage could be any Mortal Kombat stage, the Deadpool or the Pit are my choices. The two things keeping Scorpion away from Smash are 1. Mortal Kombat is far too violent for Smash, and 2. Mortal Kombat is banned in Japan. Okay, so Scorpion could easily be toned down for Smash, just keep the blood and fatalities away, and we're good. And only some of the games are banned in very specific places in Japan. It probably won't happen, but I can still dream. Just imagine Kirby saying that ever iconic. I think it's time for another pipe dream. Team Fortress 2 is one of my all-time favorite games. Not only is the gameplay absurdly fun with a huge pile of creative weapons, but it also has an ensemble cast of lovable mercs, each with their own eccentric personalities and quirks. The poster child of the game, and my favourite class when discussing personality, is Heavy. I believe Heavy is the best choice for Smash, but that doesn't mean that other classes would be absent. In my dream moveset, Heavy's smash attacks would be some of the other classes. His up smash would be a rocket jump from Soldier, side smash is Pyro's air blast, and his down smash could be a backstab from Spy or something. Of course he would use his classic minigun, as well as boxing gloves or maybe a sandwich you could use once per stock to heal. Naturally, he would be insanely slow, maybe the slowest in the game, as well as being, well, heavy. Shocker. To make up for this, his attacks would pack a huge wallop with semi-decent range. His stage would totally be 2-4 as well. Too bad this would never happen. Is my number one pick unique? No. Is it a surprise? No. Is it likely? Maybe. It's Crash Bandicoot. Platforming mascots are too perfect for Smash. Mario, Kirby, or Sonic all fit in so well, and when discussing platforming icons, Crash Bandicoot is never left behind. He was Sony's answer to Mario back in the day, with 4 wonderful PS1 classics, plus Crash Bash. Since the shift to PS2, his games have been fine, but with the Insane Trilogy, Nitro Fueled, and Crash 4, Crash is as prevalent as ever. These games are even on Switch now. His moveset is pretty easy too: spin, belly flop, crates, bazooka, masks, slides, and much more. He is just too perfect. His stage could be Insanity Beach, the sewers, Cortex Castle, or the Cortex Vortex, or anything else. The music selection is miles wide too. And to top it off, his victory pose will be the Crash Dance. And please, please, Sakurai, if Crash makes it in, make the mascot costume a Mii costume. That would break me.